Aloha everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's Beauty Blog. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Jen and I am a licensed esthetician in the state of California. Well, welcome to today's video in the Fall Reset series. So today we're going to focus on puffiness in the face. So this is going to be a lymphatic drainage routine that you can do. You can do this every day. You can do this twice a day. And it's going to help you while you're doing those fascia relief movements. Now, I'm going to talk to you guys about a couple of things because I've been seeing a lot of influencers lately trying to sell you on devices. And they're all talking about the jowls and how these certain devices can really help with your jowls. They really can't. And I just have to tell you that you have to go in there and you have to work your fascia. Work that fascia. My suggestion to you all is to invest in Block Thearapy. And I'm serious about this because it is life-changing and it's going to help your overall face change because you're going to be releasing your fascia adhesions that have been decompressing your body. And also pulling everything down, especially from your hips. Well, actually it starts from your toes all the way up the chain, but what really drags our face down and pulls our head forward is having the fascia adhesions along in our hips and in our pelvis and in our ribs. And when you can work in these along with working in your calves and in your feet, releasing those adhesions, everything just gets lifted. You get taller. You're sitting up more straight. You have more muscle control. When your posture's better, everything here looks better. Nothing is pulling down as much as what it was before because you don't have anything compressing it. Now, if you want to get a feel of what Block Thearapy feels like, you could take the spine here of your Omna or your Mann Lymph unit. And you can just take this and go underneath your cheeks and put some pressure in there. And you're gonna hold it for about 3 minutes. You're gonna feel tenderness in there. It's pain, but it's a feel-good pain, okay? You can do that. You can even do it here on your eyebrow. You can do it here on your jaw. And that's gonna give you an idea of what Block Thearapy feels like. The best way that I can describe to you of what it feels like if you don't have these tools is it feels like a deep tissue massage when they go over one of those muscle knots and you notice how they're working it and you feel that pain and it can be kind of painful. Well, that's how Block Thearapy feels because you're releasing that adhesion, which muscle knots are fascia adhesions, by the way. And once it releases, you feel that relief and then you have more fluidity, you have more movement, all that stuff. So the one thing that I suggest that you invest in is definitely Block Thearapy, okay? Next, invest in a good microcurrent device, such as a Neurotress device. Now, I have to do some house cleaning here. If you watched my last video with the fascia release around the eyes, I showed you a video from Neurotress's YouTube channel that they put of a handheld device that they're working on, and it looks like it's going to be a handheld pico toner. It has the program Lift and then P2, which is, they call it Elastin on the handheld, and it sort of looks like a MyoLift QT. I reached out to them. I did hear back from them. That was a mistake that they put that video up. They said they slipped and for me to keep it hush hush. But somewhere around in 2026, I don't know if it's early or late of 2026, it looks like that may be something that will be coming out. So please don't tell anybody. And I feel kind of bad, but they did remove that video from their Instagram page. Now, I get a lot of people asking me about microcurrent gel. What type of microcurrent gel should I use? What is my favorite? Now, I do use the zip gels, but I'm trying to get away from these because they are so incredibly expensive and I just don't think they're worth it. So today we're going to do this is an expensive serum right here. I have the professional size. This is the Revitalizing Elixir from XO8. And this has 24 karat gold in there. There's retinol. Let me read you the ingredients. I have the box right here. So let me read you off the ingredients really quick. I love this serum. This is a great serum to replace your retinol, especially if you're sensitive to retinols. I like this one, I can use it. So the ingredients in here, we have hydrolyzed collagen, 24 karat gold, hyaluronic acid, glycerin, hydrolyzed placenta extract, which they do get that, they source the placenta from sheep, and it is all ethically sourced and humane, by the way. And then we have absorbic acid, retinol, rose extract, CoQ10. You have pentapeptide 5, which is matrixyl. We have SNAP 8, kojic acid, ferulic acid. There is a little bit of grapeseed oil in here, arbutin, and hydrolyzed glycosaminoglycans and plum extract. So I love to use this with microcurrent. I love to use this in my nighttime routine too. This is a professional size that I got for my business. I had this one left over and I was going to save it and not open it up, but I'm opening it up for this treatment because since this has 24 karat gold in it, you can use it with microcurrent, and it is safe with the retinol in here because I do have their revitalizing mask too, which you can hook the microcurrent clips up to this and use it with microcurrent too. And these do pair well with the Neurotrus devices. Except, so this is the mask form of the serum. So in here is this is the mask form of the serum is what I'm trying to say. So, and then they even have these revitalizing eye masks too, which I love these. These are so good underneath their eyes. These are my favorite under eye hydrogels. So these have the 24 karat gold in them. Same ingredients, no caffeine. So I'm going to try this today with the vegetable glycerin. So I got an email this morning from Skin Beautiful RX. They have Lemieux on sale right now for 27% off. I'll put the code right under here. I did order the TGF booster, and I ordered the O2 calming gel because I love the O2 calming gel, and I already have like an almost full size of isocell recovery solution. My plan with this to test this out is we're going to put the isocell recovery solution in our O2 atomizer or O2 oxygen infuser. Put a couple drops of the TGF booster in there, spray it onto the skin first, and then we'll apply the O2 calming gel, and then we can use this also in our atomizer or in just the spray to rehydrate the gel. So that's a good one, and since it's on sale, I mean, it's a good time to pick it up. So I got the, what I'm recommending from Lemieux is the O2 calming gel. I'll put a picture of it here. The isocell recovery solution, and the TGF booster, okay? And then it's on sale right now for 27% off through Skin Beautiful RX. I have an announcement too. I took a class with Victoria Deanne last week. I'm taking another one tomorrow, but I work, but I'm gonna do the recording later. So Victoria Deanne is also coming out with a conductive gel for microcurrent too, so we'll have to test that out. So we will test this out today. Now, I did go in with the Osmosis Purify Enzymatic Cleanser just to give my skin a nice little gentle exfoliation. Although that cleanser is a little bit aggressive for an enzyme cleanser, it's pretty strong, but I really like it for when I need something stronger than the Revision Enzymatic Cleanser. And since we did a mild exfoliation, I'm gonna go in with the Sanua Heart Leaf toner. This is really calming and soothing and hydrating. I love this. And I'm just going to put this in to add the hydration back into my skin, and also, get off any remaining cleanser that I might have on my skin. Sometimes that happens and you don't wipe it all off. But this is gonna help calm and soothe my skin and then give it some extra hydration for microcurrent. So today's routine is all going to be about moving out that lymph, okay? So we're gonna be doing holds, and this is gonna be really good. So for the Neurotrus devices program, the lifting and toning programs are really good for moving out lymph versus using like P2. So we're going to do that. If you have a Foreo Bear, you can use this on the setting 1. If you have a Mylymph QT, you could put it on your erase mode. If you have your, or you could put it on your microcurrent mode, educate. If you have a new face, you can do this. If you have, what other machine I was thinking, even if you have like the Mylymph, the one with the Rejuve waveform, you can do this treatment, but we're focusing on the Neurotrust devices. I have the Foreo Bear 2. I was thinking about testing this, but it still feels a little bit strong. We may test it on the skin. We'll see. I don't really like this device for my skin because I find it too strong even at level 1. The original Foreo Bear would be better than the Foreo Bear 2. So if you have like really dense, thick skin, this would probably be a good microcurrent device for you for a handheld if you've used other handhelds and you're not seeing a difference, because this one is pretty powerful and it's really good for those of you who have really thick, dense skin, which is an impedance, by the way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go put on our XO8 Revitalizing Elixir. And here's what it looks like. It has that 24 karat gold in it. And we are just going to put this all over. Now, this has no scent to it, so don't let the rose extract, scare you. But the masks do have that Bulgarian rose scent to it, which it's really, really pretty. It's not strong, and it's an extract. It's not an essential oil. So I'm taking another one of these, another pipette full, and we're just going to apply this all over our skin because it has that 24 karat gold in it. It's going to be conductive. Now this serum is available for purchase, and I believe it's a little bit over $100. So you can use this as an everyday treatment and replace your retinol with it, or you can use it for microcurrent. But it is beautiful. It's so nice to give your skin a very nice treatment with microcurrent with this. And it has really lovely ingredients. XO8 brand is one of my favorite professional brands. I love them. I love all their products that they make. They're not a very elaborate skincare line. They just have like a few serums and stuff, which I've shown you treatments with those, and we'll get into that again in case you guys are interested. All right, so we're going to go in. I have been using the special edition all week. So for this one, you would use program P2, which is Lift and Tone. If you have the Mann Lymph unit, you'd use the program P2, which is Lift and Tone. And then in your Pico toner, it is going to be program P1, which is Lift and Tone. We'll just use this one today since it's the same Lift and Tone program that is in the special edition. And I think I need to change the battery in my special edition. So we're going to use the Mann Lymph probe. So I attached it to my Pico toner accessory cable. Plug it in one side, and I just wanted you guys to know, if you have P2 or the Pico toner version 1, you can do all of these treatments. You just won't be able to do the treatments that when we're using 2 attachments, because you have 1 port. And I'm not for sure if on the version 1, if P1 is Lift and Tone and P2 is the collagen and elastin program. So you just have to find out which one is which. But for all the treatments that we did this week for your Pico toner, if you have version 1, it would have been P2, which is for collagen and elastin, not Lift and Tone. Today is Lift and Tone, by the way. Okay, so now that that serum has been on my skin, I'm going to take some of this glycerin and hopefully not make the same mistake that I did last time where I applied too much. So this feels really oily on the skin. So we're just going to apply a thin layer of this everywhere. See how this works with today's treatment. So today's treatment is going to be really good for focusing on when you have a puffy face. And I'm going to, we can take it down to a little bit more into the jawline and work in this area if you wanted to, or you could just stick with working in the eyes, the cheeks, and this lower half right in through here. But today I am going to add in the jawline and working on the chest too. So we're going to do a lot. So this is going to be a long treatment. And so what I'm going to try to do here is I am going to use this Lemieux Isocell Recovery solution to rehydrate the gel. So this does have minerals in it, and I'm just going to spray it over. This kind of has a little bit of salty taste to it. This, I definitely prefer to put this in the O2 infuser because the sprayer on this isn't very nice. All right, so now I'm going to turn on my Pico toner and I'm going to turn it to P1, and I'm not lifting or toning, okay? So I'm actually going to turn it down to about 20%. I'm going to have to change the battery on this too. So what we're going to do is first I got to hook it up, right? I got to hook up my cables. So red with red, black with black. So positive and negative, okay? We're gonna use just the thumbs, okay? And we're gonna start on this side. I'll do this side of the face and then we'll do that side of the face. So I'm just gonna take the thumbs here and we are just going to hold it here in this eye area, the beginning of the brow and right under near the tear duct. And we're gonna hold this here for 1 minute. You can hold it for 1 or 2 minutes, but we'll do a minute. So, and it's natural to feel this. So each hold is going to take a minute. So this is going to be kind of a long treatment, by the way. Actually, maybe I'll just stick to my original plan and just will hold off on the jawline and the chest. Now, I did perform my block therapy before this. So I did the upper body lymphatic release from Jane Mann's videos. I really like Jane Mann's block therapy videos. See, I'm not, I put my membership on hold with block therapy right now because, you know, I wasn't practicing it regularly. And so I was just working through the starter package, you know, but then finding the Jane Mann videos has been, you know, really, really nice. And if you can't afford the block therapy membership, I'm going to put a channel right here. This is Quinn's channel, Quinn Castellane. I love his channel. He's also, I think he's the vice president of block therapy. He has some great videos and he always teaches you how to do these movements also with a rolled up towel. But one of his videos that I really love is the 4 or 5 movements. Okay, move to the outer corner here. Is you start off with the belly position, 3 minutes there, then you go into your armpits and then you block your calves. I like to do that if I don't have a lot of time. Works really, really well. So if we were using the Foreo Bear or your other handheld devices, you would just go like this. Okay. And if you had your probes, you would just have one probe here, one probe down here. If you're using like your Rejuve from the Mann Lymph devices. I think I got some of that isocell recovery in my eye. Okay, so now we're going to come down here, one on the top of the cheekbone and one right here underneath it. And we're going to start here in this inner corner. So after I performed the upper body lymphatic release, I did a 5-minute lymphatic drainage on my rebounder. And if you're noticing that your face is pretty puffy still after this treatment, because it does take some time for the fluid to drain out, is that you can, I am already draining. You can jump on the rebounder for 5 minutes or do your vibration plate for about 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. Now we're going to slide and go to the middle of the cheek here. So I do feel this current in my skin. I feel a flutter. So that serum is working really nicely under this glycerin. So this glycerin, I think I only paid like 12 bucks for it on Amazon, and it's huge and you don't use that much. Your investment would be that XO8 serum, which it's pretty pricey, but it sure is beautiful. I love it. We're gonna play around with some different things here. Like, I really like those zip gels, but also I just don't like how much they raise the prices of those. I think it's just way too expensive. Okay, so now we're just going to flush this out. Okay, we're going to come back over here to the center of the cheek. We're going to hold for a few seconds more. Okay, I'm going to move right over here to this outer area. So we're kind of like right at the corner of the eye here, and so we're lining up to this little back area of the cheek. Okay, we're gonna flush. So really quickly, let's go ahead and run this over the eyes just like this 3 times. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing here. Just kind of flush this out. Okay, now we're gonna hold right here, right under your nasal flare on the corner and the corner of the lip here. I'm gonna hold here for a minute. Like I said, you could hold for 1 to 2 minutes. If you haven't performed lymphatic drainage, if you're not working in your fascia regularly, I would hold for 2 minutes. If you are doing those things, then you can hold for a minute and a half. It's up to you. here, the cheeks, or your other device. Okay, so now we're going to move over here to right underneath that cheekbone, like in the center there. So the movements with this would be here in the inner corner of the eye, front of the brow, under the tear duct, middle part at the peak of your brow usually, the outer corner, and then drain, 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 then right underneath the eye and under the cheekbone, then glide right here in the center. Then I like to glide it out, and then I'll come back here for a few seconds, and then come here, hold for a minute or two, and then glide, glide, glide. Now we're gonna move over here. Okay, then here, corner of the lip, then middle, and then out, and then glide, glide, glide. And the jaw, you can go right here. And you're gonna move here, and then move here, and then glide, drain, glide, drain, glide, drain. This you can't use on your chest or your other microcurrent devices, nothing on the chest. The Neurotris you can. Okay, now we're just going to glide. And you can do this slower too. Sometimes I get a little carried away with my speed. Okay, now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to take all 4 of these. So I have two down here and 2 underneath here. I'm going to start here, right in the center of the chin. And we're just going to hold for a minute. I got all my laundry done already today. I got up early this morning. I slept a little bit better last night than I have the last couple of nights. So I've been having to use these mouth tapes because I started snoring and it's keeping my husband up. It's kind of embarrassing. These help. Somehow I just started breathing out of my nose or out of my mouth, and this has helped me tremendously. All right, so now we're gonna get ready to move to right here. So you'll notice like you'll get a little bit of lifting, but this is ultimately just to help with eliminating the puffy face, and everything is going to look firmer, tighter. Jawline will look more defined too. Jowls won't be as apparent. I keep hearing these influencers just attacking, you know, the jowls with radio frequency, the lasers, and microcurrent, instead of addressing the real issue, which is the posture and the fascia. So radio frequency is not going to help that much with those jaws, especially if the skin is hanging. Work on your posture. Use your aura lift. That's another thing that I was going to tell you guys is I'm going to start my aura lift again. I'm going to start it tomorrow. Now, aura lift. Okay, let's move to the very back of the jaw, the end of the jaw there. Aura lift is coming out with a new device. They're looking for backers. It is, looks just like the original one, but it has sensors in it now. So, which is pretty cool. So, I'll try to look at the information about it. I mean, if you already have an oral lift device, I'm sure you got the email for it, but having sensors in that device would be so, so good. So, so good. Okay, just 10 more seconds. See all this nice circulation I'm getting in my skin? That's what we want. So if your skin is dry, you can still use microcurrent. So we're just taking the thumbs. We're going to come down here and then down right on the sternomascleoid here. We're going to drain this. Okay. And remember when you're doing your lymphatic movements, we don't want to be digging into the skin using too much pressure. Okay. So there we go. Now let's do this side. So we're going to start right here at the corner of the eye using the thumbs. And you could actually tackle two areas at the same time with this. You can just do the thumbs. But, so for this side, you can put these two here and then these two there. And then you can just hold this area for a minute. I am slouching. Gotta sit up straight. Okay, just a couple more seconds here. And then go right here. If you did the first four, then you can just head straight to the corner of the eye here. So we're going to go back here, hold for a minute. I like just working them individual like this instead of working two at the same time, just for the eyes, because I hold a lot of fluid in here and I find that this works really well to help release it by just focusing on the individual points. Now, if I was going to be lifting, then I would put all four on there. All my stuff is draining. I already feel it. Isn't that awesome? And a few more seconds. 5, 2, 1. Okay, and then we're going to come to the corner here. So you don't have to have a specific waveform For lymphatic drainage with microcurrent, microcurrent stimulates the lymph, just in general. So, just so you guys know. Wow, this minute went fast. Okay, one more second. Now we're just gonna flush the area out. See how easy the Mann Lymph probe makes this? They're perfectly spaced probes. Now you could turn this like this, and you can use just these four here if you wanted to as well, and then move it out. But I'm just gonna focus with using the thumbs. The thumbs too, when you use just the two thumbs, you get more concentration of the current just with those two versus putting four probes on the skin. Because when you have more probes, it's dispersing the current all through those, where these two, it's going to be the most concentrated. Like taking when you're using the gloves, for instance, if you use the whole hand, it's not as concentrated, but if you use your fingertips, it's more concentrated, especially when you use two fingertips. I hope that makes sense. Okay, don't forget to hydrate. I had electrolytes and hydration already. So we have about 10 more seconds, and then we'll move to the next spot. Okay, 2 seconds, 1. Okay, right here. So today I did work in my neck with Block Thearapy. I worked underneath my cheekbones, and I blocked my brows. I was multitasking with the brows when I was doing some of the positions from that lymphatic class. But I did work in my ribs too. I worked right here in my underarms, my deltoids right in through here underneath my collarbone to help open up those lymph channels, because fascia loves to go in here and wrap around these areas and creates blockages from your lymph and blood flow from getting in and out. So it's really good to do those lymphatic drainage classes before this treatment too, if you can. Okay, a couple more seconds, and then we're gonna flush this out and come in here, and I'm gonna hold for another 10 right here. And we're gonna flush this out, and then we're gonna come back here and then hold right here. Okay, we have about 15 more seconds. Okay, now we're just going to flush this area out. And then we're gonna come right over here. Hold for a minute. I feel a little fluttering more on this side. So this glycerin is staying pretty slick still. So that's good. This one you can just wipe off and put on a moisturizer after if you wanted to. Since it is glycerin, it kind of has like an oily feel. I wouldn't put any other serums over the top of this. With the Lemieux O2 calming gel, that one you can wipe off or leave on the skin because it's like a hydrating gel. It's also great for sensitive skin. Okay, a couple more. Now we're gonna move over here to this area. Hold for a minute. These holds, I'm telling you, they're the bomb. So with the Pico toner, as you know, the lift and tone is 2 signals, and I'm not worried about that. It says we have 4 minutes and 55 minutes left. The Jane Mann Professional Lift Unit, I love this because you don't have to worry about, you know, starting or stopping the machine. You can just carry it on because both programs are 60 minutes, and I think it's like 4 or 6 signals that repeat. I think every minute or something like that. I forgot. And with Neurotrus's patented dynamic intelligent microcurrent, it's not focused on waveforms, it's focused on an algorithm. Okay, that's what makes it special too. I think we're going over. Oh well, we'll just hold here a little bit longer, I guess. Okay, now I'm just going to move back here to this area. And then we're going to work the jawline. And then we'll have to restart this unit again. It's going to shut off here in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And then we're going to finish up. We'll just have enough time to complete the rest. Oh, actually we won't because we're going to flush this area out. Okay. 5 seconds left. And then let's see, we're just going to flush. And actually what I'm going to do after I finish this flush is I'm going to turn my unit off and then turn it back on again. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on. We're going to do P1 and I'm going to put it back at that 20%. Okay. And now we're just going to take these 4 and we're just going to hold here for a minute, the 3 spots. Oops. Okay, we have about 20 seconds left. So we're going to do a jowl routine. And I'm going to show you how to really work on the jowls with your microcurrent. It's not just working in the jawline, but it's working a little bit in the neck, the jaw, and in the cheeks. Oops, I went over a couple seconds. It's gonna be really, really nice. It's gonna be a long treatment though, and then we'll finish it off with the eyes. The main focus of the treatment is going to be the jowls, and in order to see a difference in here, you do have to work in the neck. You have to work here in the collarbones because it's the platysma that's pulling this down. And then you have to work a little bit in the neck here, and you have to work in the jawline and all throughout here. So we'll be doing that soon. Right now, it's all about fascia release so we can get our better lifts on. So stay tuned for that. That might be our first lifting treatment that we do, actually. Okay, 2 seconds. And then move all the way over here to the very end of the jaw and in front of the ear. So you can use vegetable glycerin with your microcurrent. You just have to make sure that you have something that has minerals in it to conduct, whether that be the isocell recovery solution, that serum that we put down. You have to have some conduction minerals in there. Otherwise, you're not going to get true potential of that current reaching down into the muscles. So, okay, a couple more seconds here. And here we go. So now we're going to take the two, then we're going to take the thumbs, trace along that jawline. And then once you get to the front of the ear, take them and then drain down. Okay. Same thing. And then we're going to drain down. One more time. Drain down. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my fingers here and go along my forehead. And then I'm going to come up underneath my brow right here. Just do a little bit of extra. I get a lot of stagnation right in through here. Come out. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to come down here just a little bit to like right here over the cheeks. 2, 3. You can even, now you can take this, go 1, 2, 3, then take this and move it down, and then take all 4, 2, 3, and then brush down. Okay, and then you can take your thumbs, trace along your collarbones. You can even just hold this here for a minute. Actually, let's do that. Let's hold this for a minute here. This is an extra bonus. You can't do this with your handheld devices or your MyoLift devices because they're not cleared to work on the chest or the center of the neck, by the way. But these ones, you can. Okay, I'm just gonna hold this for actually like 30 seconds because I did do some really big releases in here today. So, but if you haven't done any releases with your fascia, then hold for a minute. And I'm going to trace this 3 times. Okay, you want to be extra, just take this along your chest and brush it towards the armpit 3 times, and then come over here. Same thing, brush, brush. You can do 3 to 5 passes. Okay, now let's do the other half of her face. So 1, 2, 3, and then I got to come over here, do a little bit extra under my brows because they're so puffy. I'll come out here. Come over here. I'm getting a lot of draining in the back of my throat. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been doing really well with my sinuses and my allergies from blocking and rebounding and all of this microcurrent we've been doing. It has been really helping me with my sinuses and my allergies. Getting rid of all that stagnant fluid toxins. And helping clear out my sinuses. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna hold for 30 seconds right here. This is a long treatment. But it's a nice treatment. It's relaxing. This is really nice to do like in the evening after you get off from work. It's so relaxing and so easy. And then we're gonna come in and then just drain. Okay, take all the fingers, drain this side into that armpit there. Come up right underneath there, same thing. All right, we are done. All right, so here we go. Here's my skin. Now let me wipe this off. You're gonna see like how radiant my skin is going to look too. It's gonna look so good. So I love this treatment. It's so relaxing. Like if you've had a hard day at work, one of my favorite things to do with block therapy is just take the block and place it right here, right underneath my ear. So the edge of it hits right here on my jaw. I turn it sideways or put it up on its side so it stands a little bit taller. Block your sternomasculoid right here all the way back to your occipitals, that occipital ridge. Do that for 3 minutes on each side. Then come in here and do this lymphatic drainage microcurrent treatment. It is so relaxing, and it would be perfect to do when you've had like a really hard day and you just want to zone out. You can just watch this video and listen to me, or turn the volume down and just have complete silence, or put on some, some sort of calming meditative music. You can even do this while you're watching TV if you wanted to, but it will make such a big difference in your skin. Look at how beautiful and radiant my skin looks. Wow. less red, everything. And I'm still going to do my derma rays treatment later this evening too. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm just hanging out at home. Oops, I dropped my mirror. And I'm going to take this XO8 Vital Refining Treatment. And I'm going to throw this on my skin. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put on their Vital Restorative Elixir. I have another full bottle of this. I told you I have a lot of these products left over. This is all the ones I have. I do have another small bottle, the 1 ounce bottle of the Revitalizing Elixir. I should show you everything that I have left over for my practice. So I'm going to take this and just put it on my skin. This does have snail mucin in it. This is really good if you have sensitive skin, if you have a compromised barrier, acne-prone skin. This is a beautiful serum too. This one, the ingredients are, we have you have the snail filtrate, saccharides, niacinamide, squalane, the ovine umbilical extract, so that comes from sheep. That's the sheep placenta peptide. And then you have copper tripeptide, ovulopeptide, bisaccharide, alba flower, a little bit of willow bark extract, and a couple of other different peptides I cannot pronounce. But these serums are not fragrance. However, these serums are also not vegan, by the way. They have a vegan product, and it's their peptide radiance mask, which is similar to the revitalizing mask, except for the peptide radiance mask doesn't have any animal matter in it. So now I'm going to go in with the Vital Refining Treatment. I'm just going to take this and take a dime size amount on my hand and then pull back the syringe, because if I don't, it's going to continue to pop out. And I like this treatment. Just use this a couple of times a week. It helps soothe and calm and cool the skin, and also helps refine the texture of the skin. This is beautiful after you do one of those masks that I pointed out in the treatment room. I love it. So I'm just going to let this marinate on my skin. I'm not going to put any moisturizer over the top of it. It's just going to be this. And this is sort of like my mini facial today. And then tonight I'm going to do my derm rays, and I'll probably just finish that off with my calism products. Since I spent the majority of my time today for a treatment with this session performing this for you guys, I'm not going to do a sheet mask tonight after my derm rays treatment. I'm just going to go in with my calism professional serum, and then my recovery night complex. As you can see, I'm almost done with this. I have a backup of this, but that will be my treatment tonight. And I'm not going to film that because, you know, you guys have seen it. There's nothing new with that treatment. So, but if you do want to perform microcurrent and use the derm rays on the same day, microcurrent first, and then you can do the derm rays after if you wanted to, okay? So you can perform it on the same day. It's just you don't want to perform microcurrent after your derm rays laser, all right? So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it very, very helpful. I am sending you all so much love and light, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye. Have a great week ahead.